This is my 1964 Studebaker Commander Wagonaire, and I've left it abandoned in this exact spot for about 7 months. So let's change that. First, we're going to need a new battery. I had driven the car into this exact spot, so I was a little surprised when it wasn't starting. Turns out I had a loose ground, and that was my issue. It's gonna start now for sure. Okay, so you're probably wondering what happened. Well, let's go back in time a little bit. I can't believe I have frosted tips. Anyways, quick backstory on the Studebaker itself. I have bought it before COVID from an old GTO restoration shop near the Phoenix airport. I had intentions of doing a body swap with it, but when COVID happened, I ended up trading it for a large amount of motorcycle parts to start an online store, and it was instant regret. After about a year, I saw it pop back up for sale, but I wasn't in a position to buy it back. So it sold to someone else, and fast forward another year, there it was for sale again. Except it had a bunch of work done to it, including the engine and transmission having been taken apart and refreshed. This was the first time I had seen this car running and driving, so I got in contact with the seller and he agreed to hold the car for 1 month while I sold my car and motorcycle. It all worked out and I was super happy. I had to get the gas tank resealed in order to get it reliable. The seller also threw in a dash that I installed here, and I also wired in a quick sound system, which I don't show here. Then I just started driving it and enjoying it. I really started to fall in love with this car, and then one day after I took off from a stoplight, my leaf spring broke. So I parked it at a friend's place nearby. It sat there for about a month, and when I came to check up on it, my sub and some miscellaneous things were gone, and the ignition was messed up from someone trying to steal it. So I got it running and moved it to the spot it currently sat at for the last 7 months, and here we are. If you're new here and haven't checked out my other video about me doing a body swap on a 1959 Studebaker Lark, check it out here. The reason I mention it is because this is one of the leaf springs from that car's old frame. The top leaf is identical, but the bottom leaves are different, so I have to do some swapping. Since I had them all apart and I had some leftover spray paint, I thought might as well make them look a little better. These leaves are also in better shape than the ones on mine, so eventually I would like to do the other side and replace the shocks, maybe even drop the rear end and reseal it. Let me know down below if you'd be interested in seeing all that. I spent several hours trying my best to get this bolt out, but just decided to cut it. I also decided to clean up and reuse whatever hardware I could. I could not reuse the bolt for the leaf spring though, so I took a bolt I had lying around, welded and ground it down to be relatively the same shape as the old one to make sure the spring was going to be centered. Even though it won't make any difference mechanically, it felt good to replace something rusty with something painted.
Sitting throwing rocks across the pavement, hoping it'll cave and swallow me whole. Wonder why my mind keeps on spinning.
I had a random sub laying around, as well as a random amplifier that I decided I would put in for the time being. The sub needed to be repaired a bit, but nothing major.
My finger on it, but it's there. Wait for it to subside, but my mind won't apply. Waiting for the clear. Is it bad sometimes? I like it when I look.
I wanted to make the trunk look better, and I had found this random desert painting on the side of the road and wanted to repurpose it.
I can see the light, but I can also see the bones.
Something that had been bugging me since I got the car was that one of the trunk hinge pins was broken. I thought it would be a quick fix, but that turned into a couple hours. Adding this blanket to the trunk made it that much sweeter, and it was all worth it for this moment right here. I made a video about trying to find blankets for my seats, but didn't actually find them at that point, but it's finally come full circle. I gave the car a good wash and ended up using floor wax to coat it, but didn't get any footage. This was the car the next day though. Also, I've been sick, so sorry that my voiceover isn't the best. Thanks for watching though, I appreciate you and hope to see you at the next one.